the fourth line of evidence, which I want to share with you, is this whole question of melatonin. So melatonin, you probably know, is what is secreted by your pineal gland at night. It's a hormone. It helps to regulate your sleep, and is really super important for health for a whole load of reasons. It's considered by many experts to be the master hormone, so the most important hormone. And studies show it has a role in bolstering your immune system. It's a role in anti-aging, and also a role in fighting cancer. So it's important to understand that this melatonin is a potent free radical scavenger, and multiple studies stretching back over 2 decades show that EMF exposures at night impede melatonin production. And the danger here is that by nullifying the cancer fighting effects of melatonin, that these cancer cells become deeply rooted. And then we've got these really big studies, which I just want to share with you very briefly. So firstly, the Interphone study, 2010, which was a study carried out over 13 different countries over a 10-year period. And it found that with 10 years of moderate cell phone use, greater than, that's to say, greater than 1,640 hours, there is a statistically significant increase in ipsilateral gliomas. So I'll just translate that. So what the Interphone was saying was that so if you work out 1,640 hours over 10 years, that equates to 30 minutes a day. And this actual statistic was 40%, a 40% increase. And ipsilateral, all that means is it's like the same side of the head. So we're talking, and gliomas is a particularly lethal form of tumor. And using your cell phone, this can be translated or interpreted as using your cell phone for more than 30 minutes a day increases your chance of having a brain tumor by 40%. Okay, so that's one of the biggest studies. A UK study on 790,000 middle-aged women. So it was on women who use their cell phones for 10 or more years. It found were 2.5 times more likely to develop an acoustic neuroma. So that's a tumor on the auditory nerve, and that their risk increased with the number of years they used their cell phone. Okay, and I've put the references. I put the references down at the bottom here on some of these slides, so you can actually go and look at these studies yourself, and I encourage you to do that. By the way, don't just take my word for it on this. The science is there. And then a few more studies. So a Mayo Clinic, the prestigious Mayo Clinic study, found that long-term use of cell phones doubles the risk of brain tumors on the same side of the head where the phone is held. Yeah, these ipsilateral tumors again. The NTP study, the National Toxicology Program study, published in 2016. So that's a big $30 million federal study financed by US taxpayers, found evidence of increased risk of glioma. Yeah, these malignant tumors of the brain. That was in the first publication in 2016. And then there was an update in 2018, which found that clear evidence of increased cancer risk in male rats for heart schwannomas. And so the whole NTP study was actually replicated by the Ramazzini Institute in Italy, because it was like, let's just be sure, yeah, that we've not got this wrong, guys. And so, we'll just run everything through by, with another team, and just to make sure, an independent, separate study to make sure that what we found with the $30 million NTP study, that we've not made a mistake. And what they found was exactly the same. It supported very strongly what the NTP study had found. And I just sharing a resource there, the Bioinitiative report. So go to bioinitiative.org, which is a great place. If you like reading studies, then that's the place to go for the studies on EMFs. That's one of the many really great resources on EMFs. And also, we can't talk about EMFs and cancer without talking about the World Health Organization's ruling of 2011, which classified radio frequency radiation of the type emitted by cell phones as a group 2B possible human carcinogen, putting it in the same category as lead and DDT. Okay, so that was in 2011, and that is widely regarded by independent experts as being totally outdated now, that classification. And experts are saying it should clearly, this radio frequency microwave exposures, these cell phone type exposures, these wireless exposures, which we're being exposed to now increasingly with what's happening with 5G and the satellites in space, over 100,000 satellites in space, and the small cell antennas every third or fourth house in urban and semi-urban areas, then the World Health Organization should be classifying this as a group 1 carcinogen. Okay, no argument about that.